Well, without question, we're really proud of our football team. We hung in there and played to the end. We stuck together. We talk all the time. I know fans think you can just step on the field and win. We talk all the time how conference games will be just like this for the remainder of the year. You're going to face good football teams. They have talent. They're well coached. They know how to play football. You just got to hang in there. And you strive for perfection, but that's not realistic. And to be down 17, find a way to tie it up. Be down 10, find a way to take the lead. Get multiple turnovers in the second half. Our defense held them to 0 points. Our guys did a great job. So, I thought the BC game comeback last year was great. This one, I think, tops that. But a huge win for our team, and I couldn't be prouder of them. They stood in there and took some blows, got right back up, and kept swinging and fighting, and found a way to get the victory.
Jeff, what was different there in the second half for you guys to be able to take the lead and win?
Well, I think they came in with a good plan. It was a little bit different than what we've seen. We had to make some adjustments. We did on both sides of the ball. I thought in the end on offense was about who are our playmakers that are healthy. Let's get them the ball. We did. Miller got in a rhythm too and made some good throws. Our tight ends got involved, which was great. And then defense, when you're able to get some momentum, they made plays and they got turnovers and just did a really good job. And I think once again special teams came through for the most part as well, made plays for us, and it took every last play that we could get in order to find a way to win.
Jeff, you can talk about the game changing, or momentum changing, that muff punt situation.
Well, fortunately, we played to the end. We could have not maybe even got on the punt thinking it was dead, but we did, and that got us the ball. So I just think those small details, they're practiced, they're talked about. You got to be locked in and focused and do them because that helped us win the football game. So I just think when stuff starts hitting the fan and you think that man, what the heck's going on? You got to still believe in what in yourself and your teammates and the plan. You just got to go play to the end. And luckily for us, we were the tougher team in the second half, and we just found a way to pull this victory out in a really dramatic fashion that I was really proud of.
Just with this being the first test of the season, what did you learn about your team?
Well, I learned that for us, finding ways to make adjustments quickly. When something's not working, you got to be able to throw the ball. When throwing games don't work, you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to feed off of those things and feel the momentum of what's happening. I think on defense, we found a way to settle down a little bit in the second half. We gave up some big plays in the first half, which we hadn't faced a team with this caliber, so it was good to see. We got hit in the mouth a little bit, but we regrouped, and so I think that's a sign of a team that understands what it's going to take to win, understands that every week you got to just find ways to improve and come out swinging and be able to take blows and hang in there and just play to the end and know that good football teams play that way, and that's how we got to play the rest of the year.
Kind of following up on that regarding Miller Moss after the 75-yard pick. I mean, it's an easy moment to hang your head. What did you see from your quarterback today after that difficult moment for him?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate play that he forced over the middle, and we had a drive route open underneath the Colin, but he forced it in the middle. They were bringing 6, playing 3 deep, 2 under, and those guys were looking at the quarterback, and they got him on that one. But we made adjustments. We got the ball out quicker in the second half. We spaced them out a little bit. We were able to catch the ball and get vertical, make plays, mix in a couple shots. I just think Miller, he's got to be sharp. He's got to know when to stand in there. He's got to know that just keep playing. And I think that he was able to keep playing, and I was proud that winning meant something to him, and he believed in his team, and he just kept on playing to the end.
From a schematic standpoint, how much did you and the rest of the coaching staff take from that JMU game where you guys did face a really aggressive and physical front seven and kind of apply it to this game here, even though the defensive schemes are a little bit different?
Well, there were some similarities. I think when teams are bringing a lot of things, you've got to be able to. Sometimes you can protect, push up the field, but we weren't getting open a whole lot up the field. So then we said, okay, let's space these things out and free release the back and get 5 guys out on the pattern and see if we can just kind of pick some holes in it. And we did. We picked some holes in it, and we moved the ball a little bit. And then, like I said, we mixed in a couple shots and we were able to hit them. So that was big. And I think we've had to make this adjustment before. You come in thinking you can do certain things and win some one-on-one battles, and we didn't win some. So we just adjusted accordingly. I think our defense did the same thing. We found ways to get a turtle on the goal line when they were getting ready to take a big lead. which was a huge play. And then we just played hard to the end, and we were very fortunate to win the game.
Jeff, you used to mention obviously a lot of offensive playmakers, but it just seemed like everybody defensively kind of, with TJ 2 interceptions, Antonio interception, a lot of PBUs. I guess just, how big is it to have, that versatile of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, proud of our veterans. Of course, TJ Quinn, and up front, I thought we did a really good job of playing hard, getting in the backfield for the most part. D'Angelo's a veteran secondary player on the back end. I think that, the corner position, we got beat a few times, which means we got to, learn to, if we're going to play press coverage, not get beat over our head, which we talk about a lot, but we just haven't gotten burnt on as much, so it's good that it happened, and then we kind of backed off a little bit. But in the end, it's a great learning experience. There's a lot to learn from the game, and when you find a way to win, it's much more pleasant ride home when you start to figure out, okay, how can we get better?
All right, Coach.